What is up, Timmy Academy? Today is January 5th. It's about to be January 6th. It's like 11:30 at night. I've been on another kick of, staying up till 5 a.m. working and then waking up around noon and getting back to the grind. Took a couple days off for New Year's. Took a couple days off for Christmas. Back at it pretty heavy. Haven't really been buying that much. I've been sorting all the stuff from the last few months of buying. Just went through the last of the store buyout and found some stuff that I didn't even know was in there. What were some cool things? There was an extra planner lens hiding in there in like near mint condition. Some other big cards, a couple of nice foils, stuff like that. But today I have some awesome news. I've been slacking on this video because this happened almost a month ago now. But I achieved my 2020 goal of getting my first Black Lotus. I uploaded a video a little while ago entitled My First Black Lotus, which was actually a playmat, so... So this is actually the video of my first Black Lotus, which that deal was in the works when I uploaded that video. It was an awesome experience. Really cool card, really cool people. It was December 9th that the deal happened. Now it's January 5th, so yeah, 27 days ago. And I meant to get this video up pretty much as soon as I got home, but I wanted to get some stuff sorted first, and just kind of really think about the video I wanted to upload. You've been with me, maybe, or maybe not, on this journey for the last 6 months of doing this YouTube channel, and it's been sporadic and kind of just, I turn the camera on and record a bunch of stuff, and like, it's not, I don't think it's very entertaining. Hopefully it's helpful to people, whether you're shipping stuff or selling a collection or whatnot, or just kind of diving into this side of magic. But I wanted to sit here and share in this awesome experience for me, and I don't really know what the goal of this video is. It's just to share my excitement for this and the story around it. And so the collection was in Florida. It was kind of in the middle, the northern middle of Florida. We connected on one of the Facebook groups. Guy had posted a picture of a couple of cards, was looking to sell his collection, he had a collection from the 90s that he had for a long time. He didn't know it was worth any money. And was just kind of looking to get rid of it. So he sorted it all out and gave me a list. It started small and snowballed big rather quickly. When we first started talking, I didn't know that I was really going to be able to make it happen. Especially when he sent me a picture of the Lotus. And he was like, there's a Black Lotus. It's heavily played. It's unlimited. But that still carries a fairly big price tag. So the collection broke out to, when we started talking, it was around 26 grand total. This was my largest purchase, monetarily wise. The store buyout was still my largest purchase volume of cards wise, but this was my largest purchase volume of cash wise. Which is kind of funny. We got pulled over. So let me back up. We were talking about the deal for probably a month and a half. I told him, hey, I need like a month or so to raise the funds to come down and buy it. But I'm super interested. We kept in communication, and we eventually said, hey, this is the date, this is the time. Me and my roommates went down. We rented a car. My truck, I didn't want to bring it down. It was having some personal issues. The door is still messed up, but Chris, I gotta get down to you to look at my truck. It was having some issues, so I just rented a car and said screw it. Because also it was a fairly large collection, and with my two roommates, my roommate and his girlfriend, I didn't think we'd have room for in the truck. I didn't want to put anything in the bed. So whatever, we rented a car. Drove down. The drive down was crazy. We got pulled over in South Carolina. I had the Mohawk at that point. It was a much smaller and less visible Mohawk, but oh, by the way, tonight we're drinking. Haven't done this in a while. We're drinking Jefferson's Ocean, and this is in tribute to the Lotus and to John. So we got pulled over. There was a cop sitting in South Carolina on the side, along 95, and pulled us over. We had New York plates because it was a rental car, and wasn't speeding. He pulled me over because I assumed because we had New York plates, and we were following too close behind a tractor trailer, which I utterly detest tailgating, and I know I wasn't tailgating. I was 3 car lengths behind him, going like 5 under the speed limit. He pulled us over, pulled me out of K9 unit sheriff, pulled me out of the car. It was just funny. Started talking to me. I got nothing to hide. There's no drugs in the car. There's no weapons in the car. I'm not out on a warrant or anything like that. So he's asking me a bunch of questions, and eventually he's like, well, why are you heading down to Florida? And I was like, well, have you heard of Magic the Gathering? He's got all confused. I was like, well, this is what I do. Have you heard of Pokemon cards? And he was like, yeah, kind of. I was like, well, it's kind of like that. I do this for a living. So I'm going to pick up a collection. And he was like, well, how much, what kind of, I think he was just making small talk, but he was like, well, how big a collection are you talking? Like, what? And I assume I don't know, but I didn't really want to answer the question, but I did. I was like, well, it's like a $25,000 collection, and I'll probably spend 15 grand on it, around 15 grand. And his jaw kind of dropped a little, and he was like, what? And then of course he's like, do you have any large amounts of cash in the car? I was like, no, that's not how this stuff works. Do your roommates have any large amounts of cash in the car? I was like, no. So he wrote me a warning and just kind of let us go. But I haven't been pulled over in a lot of years. But so that was fun. And then we saw this crazy wreck on the side of the road, and about a mile south of the wreck, we see this guy driving with smoke. Was smoke coming out of his? I don't remember if smoke was coming, but his hood was up like this, and he's driving and can't see anything. He's driving in the shoulder and going, 40 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour. Just really crazy. And I look over, I'm like, that dude definitely just left the scene of that accident, because it was fresh. There was no cops there. There was nothing. There might have been like a tow truck or something there, but no emergency vehicles. There was a car flipped over in the like ditch next to there was it was a tractor trailer or a box truck that was like on its side. It was crazy. And then we see this guy driving on the side of the road, hood up. Just weird. It was a weird trip. But got to Florida fine. John and his wife were amazing people. Like, that, I've never been to a deal where it felt so much like just hanging out, and the hospitality that they had, and like, John, your house is amazing, you and your wife are amazing, your dogs are amazing. Like, it was so much fun. We went down there, you know, John and his wife are in their early 50s, and middle of nowhere in Florida. We're driving down there, and you know, we're kind of getting a little apprehensive. We're doing a big deal, and we're headed to the middle of nowhere. John calls me about 15 minutes before we get there, and he's like, "Hey, you're gonna turn onto this dirt road. Like, don't worry about it. You know, there's." You know, it's kind of in the middle of the sticks, but, like, I promise there's nothing weird going on. I'm like, okay. So we hang up with him, and I turn to Donnie and I go, and then I get a message from John. It goes, no banjo music or anything crazy like that. So I just thought that was hilarious. But we got down there, the big beautiful house in the middle of the woods. And just like cool, he's got this cool garage that's just set up with a pool table and a bar, and you know, he collects rum, and we tasted some rum and shot some pool and just talked about magic in the 90s, and it was just, you know, I went down there to buy a collection, I went down there to buy a Lotus, and I feel like I made a friend. Like, it was so far beyond what I could have ever expected that it just, I don't even know how to put it in words. It was just super fulfilling. It was a really good time. So we spent about 3 hours, and I've got some footage actually from when we had just gotten there, and kind of we were chilling out. We were looking at, he had everything spread out on a table. Looked over the collection. I didn't even really give it that much of a gander. I pulled out a couple cards. Most everything's near mint. Some full sets, some close to full sets, some play sets. Obviously, I kept the Lotus. I kept. There was a lot of cards. I'm not going to film all the cards that were there, but just a quick rundown. Lotus was the big one. There was 2 Abyss, one from Legends and one from Italian Legends. There were 4 Mox Diamonds. There was supposed to be 2 Lion's Eye Diamonds. I still have only recovered 1. There might be another one in there, although I went through it pretty, but like, I don't even care. I mean, it was such a big deal, and like, you know, John, if you watch this, there's 1 Lion's Eye Diamond is in the wind, but like, whatever. So there was a Underground Sea. There was two Badlands. There was a Force Field, Unlimited Force Field, which I need for my full Unlimited set. And we'll take a look. We're going to take a look at the Unlimited stuff here in a minute, at the Lotus and the Force Field. There was just a lot of stuff. There was like a foil Deranged Hermit. So what I did was I broke down majority of the sets and pulled out a lot of the smaller pieces, and I sold some of the largest pieces. I think I sold 2 of the Mox Diamonds. I sold the Lion's Eye. I sold the Dual Lands and some other stuff. But essentially, there was a full set of Tempest and a full set of Stronghold. I kept those. There was a lot of really close full sets. 5th edition, 6th edition, Weatherlight, Mirage, Visions. Another set of Stronghold that was pretty close. Another set of Tempest that was pretty close. There was a lot of cards, a lot of binders. So essentially, the way he told it to me was that he would have his one set that he was collecting like a full set of, or attempting to collect a full set of, and then he would try to collect a play set of everything else to play with. He was a 90s player. He stopped around 90. There's really no cards. There was a little bit from like 2013 or something, like he had bought a pack or two from later on, but like essentially nothing past Urza block. There was a little bit of Prophecy, a little bit of Onslaught, but I mean it was all there's Beta, an alpha playset of Dark Rituals. Nothing crazy from Beta. I think the coolest Beta card was Berserk, which I needed. Yeah, this was like, it was a really cool collection. It was really awesome, and I still have a lot of it. And I liquidated a decent portion of my inventory at dealer prices in order to make that happen. And I sold some. I sold a full sealed Mirage block that I had bought a couple months prior, and then it like valued up like crazy. I got super lucky with that when I bought that Mirage block. It was, I think I bought it for $2,800 for sealed Mirage booster box, Visions, and Weatherlight, and sold it not too much after that for $4,600, which was awesome deal for who I sold it for. I think his plan is to pack it out, and he's gonna pack it out, and I think I did the math, and after shipping and all this stuff, he'll probably net about 64 on it. So that's always a good feeling, right? When I bought it for 28, I sold it for 46, so I made 1,800 on it, and then he's gonna turn around and make 1,600 on it. So, do I wish I had the time and the idea to pack it out and do that thing? But also, I don't have the name to be able to do that kind of thing, and he does. Maybe one day I will, but he's known for that kind of thing, and so that's kind of his niche. I'm just rambling here. Let's cut to looking at the Lotus.
Government rules and
That's awesome.
stuff like that. So
So you can do whatever you want?
you can do whatever. There is restrict. We've got it's in the property deeds. No motors over 10 horsepower
Sure.
or stuff like that, but it keeps
Can't
it
have
pristine.
pigs either.
Can't have pigs?
No. No
Are
more
you-
than,
Do you guys have any animals?
Just
Just the dogs and cats and whatnot? That's cool.
and we were gonna get chickens, and he found out from one of the neighbors that they attract snakes because the snakes go after the eggs.
That makes sense.
So we're not having chickens.
Yeah. Are you a little scared of snakes?
No, they don't bother me at
They
all.
don't bother you?
No.
But we worry about we've drawn the wrong ones, and we got our dogs, and that's
Sure.
what we worry about.
And our dogs are mostly special needs, so I don't want them to come across something and get
Yeah.
hurt.
I hear that.
So
Did you build the house?
No, this is.
This was here?
This was here. We bought this
4
property
bedrooms,
as
3
is.
bathrooms.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we got a garage that's half garage, half bar, complete bar, pool table.
Sweet. Now you're talking
No,
my language.
my other collection is down in the bar.
Yeah?
I collect rums from all over the world.
Oh, interesting. I have a small bourbon collection. We're
Okay.
bourbon drinkers.
Well, I do have some decent
bourbon.
bourbons as well. A couple nice scotches.
We actually I bought a bottle of Jefferson's Ocean last night
Okay.
to crack this evening at the hotel as a little celebratory, my first Lotus kind of deal.
There you
Nice.
go.
So yeah.
Well, shoot.
Maybe we could toast it down at the bar before you leave.
Sure. Sure. I'll have a small nip.
Okay, might find you something you might like.
Yeah. I got about an hour drive, so we actually got pulled over in South Carolina.
Did you really? What for?
Being
Having New York plates because of their
probably.
rental.
They pulled me over for following too close in a to the tractor trailer. It was K9 unit, the whole nine, pulled me out of the car, started asking me a bunch of questions.
Nice.
It was pretty fun.
Yeah,
Yeah, I know. He saw me and he was like, "Why don't you step out?" And I'm like, "Yep, fair enough." He didn't write me a ticket.
That's cool.
I got a
Stern
warning for
talking to.
no. We actually just shot the breeze for about 20 minutes. He's like, "So where are you going?" I'm like, "Down to Florida." He's like, "Why are you going to Florida?" I was like, "Have you ever heard of Magic the Gathering?" So I started telling him about what was going on. And he didn't really understand, but
No.
it was pretty funny.
Yeah, either you do or you
Yeah,
don't.
Right. Either you know or you're just kind of like, this is the question I always get. Is that like Pokemon?
Yeah,
Because that's the mainstream one.
right there. But the one I get all the time is it's cards. It's a card. It's a piece of card. It's a piece of paper. People are paying how much for a piece of paper?
Uh-huh. And I get the same thing. You're paying how much for a piece of paper? I'm like, you
I
don't
had a
understand.
customs agent ask me why I let him buy a $500 bottle of rum. You let him buy a $500 bottle of rum? And I went, well, he wanted it. And he goes, dude, the same bottle, $8, it'll get you just as drunk.
You don't
You don't
understand.
understand.
You don't get it.
No, you don't.
Some people do, some people don't. I mean, I started working with a guy recently. I did a deal down in Jacksonville, North Carolina.
My son is stationed there right now.
Oh, really?
Camp Lejeune.
Yeah. I was about 5 miles from Camp Lejeune.
Yep.
Had I made the wrong turn, I would have wound up at Camp Lejeune.
Yep.
This North Carolina assemblyman he's in the collectibles world. He does sports cards and whatnot. And he did a store buyout back in 1998 or so. And he had all this Magic cards. He didn't know anything about it. Well, I was set up at a card convention a couple months ago. I guess about a month ago. And they approached me. I was the only Magic guy. I don't know if you've ever been to one of these like collectible conventions.
No.
Or ever seen. It's a bunch of baseball, football, sports cards, a little bit of Pokemon. Since now, I don't know if you've known, Pokemon has blown up this year.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Pokemon's insane now.
Don't tell me
After
Jack
the
throw
walking into traffic app.
No, no. Apparently, like some new hip hop guy named Logic like bought some Pokemon, and now the market's going crazy. And Gary V, this guy who's got
I got 3 packs of Pokemon. 2
Really?
unopened and 1 that was open just in there. You can have
sweet, interesting. Okay, well if it's big money, I'll be like, hey John, I got another couple grand for you.
That'd be
I
nice.
doubt it.
But so these card conventions, it's just a bunch of dudes that they know nothing about Magic. I was like, let me go set up and kind of see what the deal is. Nobody, all weekend, nobody bought. I think I sold 2 booster packs all weekend, and maybe some top loaders because top loaders are insanely hard to find right now.
Yeah.
So these guys came in and approached me and they were like, hey, you know a bunch about Magic, blah blah blah. I was like, yeah, and, this is what I do for a living. And they were like, we've got a bunch of Magic cards, we know nothing about them. Can we have your phone number? And we'll call you in a little bit and see if you come down and you can appraise the collection or whatnot. So I got on this guy who owns like 10 car dealerships down in.
Nice.
So we go into the office, we do the deal, but they spoke the same language as me. Like no matter what collectibles you're into, it's like
Collectibles a collectible.
a collectible is a collectible. They understand like totally. I've got a mohawk. I do Magic. These guys are, it's a senator and some dude who's been in the baseball industry forever. Totally different worlds, but we spoke the same language just because it's like, oh yeah, I understand.
Well, I'm an old construction worker, so.
It's
And believe it or not, I actually, when we bought the house, they left a cabinet in the bar, and I popped open the bottom of the cabinet, and I've got piles of sports cards
oh really?
that I know nothing about. I've glanced through them. And
Are they older? Are they like 50s, 60s, or
No,
90s type
Pro-
stuff?
Probably
I think they're probably 70s, 80s.
70s, 80s,
Value
90s.
there.
But like I said, I know nothing about sports cards.
Yeah,
and
me neither. I usually when I'm buying collections like this, I'll get a couple Pokemon cards, a couple Yu-Gi-Oh cards, a couple sports cards here and there, And there's just a section in my office, like a little card box that's like non-magic stuff. And occasionally I'll just like put it up on eBay, $1 starting, no reserve, and if it sells for $10, cool. If it sells for $100, cool. And that's just how I roll. Sometimes, someone probably gets a good
You can have
deal.
a seat here.
Thinking about that.
Yeah,
Sitting
I mean, everything looks great. The condition on some are moderate clay, and I'm not really concerned too much about that. These dark rituals look beautiful. Were these yours?
Yep.
These were in that binder as well?
Yep.
They look pretty good, which is awesome. I have a couple of alphas, but they're beat up. I actually brought my alpha binder. Oh yeah, they're like nice LP. I was worried that everything was going to be like in pristine, all the old stuff was going to be in like pristine mint condition.
Like,
I was going to be like,
I'm pretty sure I
I
told
can't
you
buy
that
this.
the old stuff is.
Well, but sometimes I've gone to collection buys and they're like, it's pretty played. I bought a collection out in Denver when I was out there, and it was a young kid. We started around the same time. We were about the same age. He was like, the alpha's really beat up, and we met up, and I started looking at him like, your alpha's in really good shape, like LP minus, but like not. He was thinking they were HP, and so actually the price shot up because I was like,
Nice.
yeah, I have to pay you more, but I can't, But I was worried that there was going to be gradable cards, and I was going to be like, it's out of my league.
No, out of the old stuff, I wouldn't say there's anything that's gradable.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything crazy. I mean, the Underground Season LP, you got one MP Badlands, you got one LP Badlands. The Lotus, she's rough, but she's still a Lotus. Everything looks real, everything looks good. Tell me how much you want me to pay you.
Well, as much as you possibly can, obviously.
So the math I did was for everything over $2.
Mhm.
I think it was 40 or 50% on $2 to $5 cards, and that's just because when I sell on TCG Player, anything under $5, I get hit with about a 50% tax on.
Right.
And then everything over $5, I did 70% on.
Okay.
So when I sell on TCG Player, generally I get hit with anything over 5 is between 18 and 23%. Once you get to the higher end stuff, you're looking maybe towards the 15. And so that's kind of how I do my calculation. So that's how I came up with the number around 16.5 or so.
I'd be happy with 16.5.
With 16.5? Okay. Is that a deal?
Sure.
Rock and roll. Then I don't really need to do any more inspections. I mean,
You don't want to look through all the commons and all that?
no, I mean I'm just kind of trusting your word that everything's here.
If you find something that's on the player that's not in there, let me know.
And I figured you seem like a stand-up guy. You invited me into your home. I don't see any reason why you would have me drive down here and then rip me off. So I don't really feel the need to like go through everything. And honestly, it just looks so beautiful.
Let's see. We got Fourth and Ice Age.
So I think most of those are also in alphabetical order.
Yep.
True.
And that box there still has the Finkel decks in them.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Garfield and Finkel.
I forget, was there a cradle in here?
Gia's Cradle?
Yeah.
I do not think there is a Gia's Cradle. That's one that I don't have.
It's funny to see a collection of this magnitude and not see a cradle. It's just
By the
interesting
time
holes.
these started coming out, the Urza is coming out, my drive to collection had started dwindling off, and those boxes are empty, just a
Sure.
space filler.
I hear that. All 6th edition, nice.
This is not empty.
That
Oh,
is not empty. Nope.
Okay, maybe they're not.
Let's see.
I don't know.
What's in here? Mercadian masks. Are these all Mercadian masks? Interesting. These are full. Looks like you took the rares out and that was it?
Yeah, all the rares would have
Right.
been, rares and uncommons would have been taken out.
Interesting.
And if they're in there, I'm pretty sure they're commons.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, these are all full.
Yeah.
Okay, so they are full Mercadian
Yeah.
masks, but they've been,
The land or the rares would have been right here
yeah,
past the
the
lands.
rares would
Yeah.
have been pulled out.
It's cool too. This,
This is another reason why I love buying old collections from the 90s is silly stuff like this. Where like, I just get a kick out of this. I don't own one yet, and
What do you do now?
it's just so cool. It's just such. You can ask my roommates here. There's.
And like I said, there's actual dice that came with it in there.
Oh, so it's like the full set.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a.
Ooh.
The actual decks.
Oh, that's
there.
cool. That's awesome.
I don't think there's anything super valuable in those decks.
There's a Necropotence, and which is about $15-20, and I think there might be a Reanimate in there. I think. Yeah, but my bedroom is pretty much. Well, the office is full of cards, like boxes like this, pretty much from floor to ceiling, an entire wall. And then my bedroom has an armoire with all my sealed product in it. So my side of the house is pretty much dedicated to Magic the Gathering. Man, I'm so excited. Is this a full set of Unglued?
No.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I don't even remember getting the unglued.
His rack
Yeah,
in
absolutely.
the magic room.
This just
tons of stuff.
reminds
It's
me of
mostly
the night.
both, but
Like Crazy Cow and all these cards, the
Oh,
Chaos
confetti,
Confetti
yeah.
is.
Because like.
And I just, whenever I get these in the collection, they just like go in a box, and
it is
I'm
a
starting to
small
build a
compact,
cube
but there's a lot of
of.
trunk space.
I mean, I actually played back when ante was a thing. You know, you put the card up, winner take all.
What was the most
Before we all lived
interesting
together, I
loss
was
and
telling her,
interesting
my friends in
win
the
for
night,
Ante?
blah, 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 for the longest
Nothing.
time.
Nothing crazy.
Nothing
Just
crazy.
like
Like I
little
say,
comments, whatever.
yes,
Like he was a magician.
That's funny.
but like I say, it was all mostly friendly games. I did a few tournaments.
These cards.
Did pretty well. Best tournament, large tournament I ever did. I ended up taking third in. Is when the slivers came out.
Oh.
And nobody liked slivers, and it was a booster draft, and I ended up with a ton of slivers
That's awesome.
because nobody wanted them,
Right.
and I just started pulling them in, and they decimated until red cheese. You know,
So tell me about the red cheese deck.
just fireball, direct damage,
Lightning
mono-
bolt, fireball.
mono red.
See, that's one of my. That's kind of how I play in Modern. Is pretty much you find everything that acts as a lightning bolt and you shove it into a deck. And it's just super easy to pilot, direct damage.
Yep.
The problem is when people start popping out too many creatures, you're screwed.
Yep, well, like I say, when
You
you
run
get
out of
to-
card draw.
You get mana hosed and
Yep.
up against just red direct damage, and it's impossible to win.
Yep. That is true. Slivers, man. Slivers are still killer though.
Yep.
Still to this day.
Yeah, actually, one of my sliver queens came from that tournament.
Really?
Yep.
Ooh, 2 lion's eyes. Nice. Excellent. These used to be nothing.
Yep.
It's crazy. This is, again, Commander has driven that price up. Awesome. Phyrexian Dreadnought. I need another one of those to finish out. I think I'm working on my 3rd set of Mirage, and then I'm actually buying a full set of Mirage next week.
I actually at one time had a deck based on the Carrion cards.
Really?
And it actually did really, really well.
Interesting. I've never heard of that as like as a tribal deck.
And the way it worked out, I had creatures that you could pump up, sacrifice them, get 1/1s, sacrifice them.
Just go super wide.
Yep.
Wow. That's
It
pretty
was, kind of a combo setup, but when it worked great.
sweet. Oh, here we go. Here's the big one. Scroll rack, man, that is sad. The original one still holds a decent chunk of value, but they just reprinted this, and it just got crushed.
You can sit down.
My back's just always bothering me. Standing was silly.
Yeah, they just drove.
But I might be able to get a good angle. on some.
Yeah, we've been in the car all day, which I don't mind. I'll be driving up and down the coast all next week too. Oh, there they are. Mox Diamonds.
And The Stronghold, there should be another set. There's 4
There should be
diamonds.
Mox Diamond. 4 Mox Diamond. I
Yeah.
thought there was 4, and there's 4 Lion's Eye Diamonds too?
Well,
Lion's Eye, I don't think
Or
so.
maybe there was 3. I don't know.
towards the end,
There's a nice
if we found stuff that
Yeah.
already was in alphabetical order, it got
Yeah.
stuck in the back of
Yeah,
another book.
no, I hear that. There's some,
So wherever, because yeah, that would have been in the full set. One of these binders, there's a full set.
of Strongholds.
Stronghold.
There's this queen. Good old queenie. I appreciate too that they're in.
And like I say, there are a couple of them. There's a full
Yeah,
set.
here we go.
Okay, yeah.
So this will be the 4th diamond.
Yeah, that would have been your acidic sliver, your Mox will be in there. That would be your full set.
There she is. There's 4 guys. There's 4. There's a playset of Mox Diamonds. It's
Well,
time
the-
to freak out.
And when I was doing my hardcore collecting, I tried to collect 5 of every card.
So you could play one.
I had
one to collect.
one to collect,
And
never
4
touch, and 4 playables.
Right, for sure.
And that's what I had. I had boxes listed, playables, tradables, and then my collect went into the binder.
That's so awesome. So there's probably 4 lightly played copies and 1 near mint copy of everything.
Yep.
That's pretty sweet. That's pretty
And like I
sweet.
say, even if I didn't play them, I still tried to collect 4
Sure.
to have.
Right. Just in case you wanted to build a deck.
Right.
All right. Well, let's see if you hit the jackpot with the Pokemon.
Like I say, I looked up what they're, and I don't think
They're
there's
not
any.
worth anything.
No, I don't
Oh,
think
they're not like original base set or anything like
No.
that. Yeah.
No, so
just
they're-
random Pokemon.
They're just random. Like I say,
Interesting.
these are all lands. That's the pile you saw that.
Cool.
Um,
And is this the list?
No.
that is.
An old list.
What is this? Collection tracker?
Yeah. It looks like the list, right?
It's probably like partial list, isn't it? Or did I do, because his list ended up being like 13 or 14 pages long.
Oh, you probably just printed out the first couple down to a certain price point.
Yeah, down to like
$4 or something.
430, something like that. Yeah, I think I did just everything down to $5
Cool.
printed out, but.
Yeah, and most likely that guy in Vegas, what he was doing was cutting out everything under 5, which was probably why he came to that price point.
All right, so he had, this is pages 3 through 6 of 58.
Yeah. Well, because you scanned everything.
No,
Well, not this, but
none-
all of this.
anything that's in here was scanned
Right,
and
right.
put into the.
Which makes sense. Which makes sense.
But I still, when I started finding, back when I collected, I still had the printout pages
Oh, that's awesome.
from back then.
That is awesome. That's so cool.
All right,
I dig
so
this. 2005.
yeah,
The year we
this,
graduated high school. That's so cool. That's awesome.
so like this is Ice Age.
Oh, gotcha.
This is
Ice Age.
Tempest.
$0.
Yeah.
Ice Age to me though is my nostalgic set. That's when I started. So I have 3 full sets of Ice Age. I have a sealed booster box of Ice Age. I have sealed tournament decks. I have sealed loose
Nice.
booster packs. And the last thing I needed for my Ice Age collection is a sealed tournament deck box.
So I
But
have-
now they're like valuing up
I have
really.
Stronghold in 5th edition also that we printed separately. That one is
Yep.
the one that goes down to like $5.
Like I say, I have no need for these, so you can have the last
cool.
couple pages that I've got. Yeah, pretty much everything on this table is yours, sir. Like I say,
Awesome.
these boxes are
and
empty.
this binder too, correct?
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah. Ah.
Man, this is. I'm gonna be freaking out.
Well, give you my PayPal information and
Yeah,
all
let's
that?
do the deal. Let's.
I mean, why don't you go get a Suburban?
Okay.
I don't know, find one of the good ones. Okay, I'll go get it with her.
Okay.
We'll walk down. We can take them down. You get to see the dirty garage, though.
Okay, so after you hearing me ramble for however many damn minutes that was, let's take a look at some cards. I just, I've been wanting to record this video for a long while, and tonight just kind of felt like the night. I wasn't sure really what to talk about except for how awesome the experience. I can't get across to you how awesome this experience was. So, last night I broke down all of my Unlimited out of a binder because I need to move it to another binder. So I'm just gonna real quick go through all of my Unlimited cards with you, mine as well, and we'll stop at the stuff from that collection. So this Berserk was in the collection. It's really nice. It's, LP, MP. Surface is pretty sweet. A little bit down towards the bottom here is a little, rougher. And like the early cards in this collection were rough. Not gonna lie, those Dark Rituals from Alpha actually weren't too bad. I'm gonna probably tonight or tomorrow. Oh, yeah, that brain geyser. Tonight or tomorrow, I'll probably binder up my Limited collection. You know what's crazy? I can't find a list of like building full set list in color alphabetical order for Unlimited. So I can put my full set together. I always love the Lord of Atlantis where the text is really dark in this one. Like Control Magic, look how light the text is. I don't know why. It's weird stuff that gets me going. So yeah, I found a list that's kind of strange. It's like Alpha, and then Beta and Unlimited, and it's got like the differences, so I could use that as a form, but I might try to reach out to Tavis and see if he knows if somewhere on the internet exists a I think there was I think this Lich was part of the collection too. If he knows of a list of a place where I can find a full set list for Unlimited to binder up. Anyway, so this box has the Lotus in it. And crazy turn of events, that was December 9th. I got my first Lotus, which was my goal for 2020. Goal accomplished. Goal for 2021 is finish this set of Unlimited, finish Legends, and get a Beta Lotus. That's my goal for this year. I'm just going to say it because saying it and thinking it wills it into existence, right? So, but what's crazy is just yesterday in the mail, I have another Lotus coming, a signed LP Lotus. And I traded away a bunch of stuff. I don't know if you guys know about Flesh and Blood. That market's been crazy. I bought in early to some boxes and made about 1,000% profit on those. So I traded those away and got my second Lotus. The LP signed one will go in my full set. And then the nice beat up one that I got from John, the first Lotus, is I'm actually going to play with that puppy. I'm going to build a 93-94 deck, and yeah, so John, your Lotus is going to see play again. So here's some spice, some fun stuff. Jeremy coming through with the duels. I think all three of these are from Jeremy. I've got another one in a deck, just because my only revised one was really crispy, so I use my unlimited one, which is more on the LP minus MP plus side. Here's a bunch of lands. Oh, into artifacts. There's all the lands. All right, now look at this. Am I the only one crazy enough to put drinkage next to cards? If you haven't had Jefferson's Ocean, it's delicious. It was on sale. It's usually like an $80, $90 bottle. It was on sale for like $69 locally. So when we went down, the night before we went down to pick up this collection, this Lotus collection, I actually grabbed a bottle so that we could have a toast later that night. We drove over to St. Augustine, and which is about an hour away, and we got a hotel there, had some dinner, and we were tired as hell. We'd been driving all day, but drank a little Jefferson's Ocean, and it's salty. It's aged in barrels that are on a vessel that travels around the globe, and so it picks up a little bit of salt, and it's really good. If you haven't tried it, it's worth a sip. Look how gorgeous that is. I'm actually talking to a guy right now about getting another Beta Icy. I just love that art for Icy. Oh my god. Copper Tablet, Rod of Ruin. We'll go through the artifacts a little slower because they are the funnest. Look how dark that basalt monolith is. Venture's Orb, Jade Monolith, another throne. There's my pearl. This is my first piece of power. Jared, shout out to you. I got this from Jared. You've seen a couple other videos of Jared sending me collections. We've been doing business for a long time, and this was not one of the first collections that I had bought from him, but I remember where I was when you messaged me about this, dude. I was in a car doing I was like Ubering to a job where I pick up this dude's car and go get it washed and drop it off. I was like hustling some like major side hustle stuff when we were first talking about this. It's in beautiful condition. Whoop! I don't know what's behind that. It's in really nice condition. It's a nice LP. Yeah, my first piece of power. Okay. There she is. Well, hard to tell where the sleeve is on camera. There's my first Lotus. It's beautiful. I've got it double sleeved. Yep, I'm going to take it out. And it's in a side sleeve. So she's got a little crease action going on. Not crease, but see that? See that little light bend there? She's ridden hard and put away wet, but I think for something I'm gonna play with, this is what I want. She's well loved. So the story went that he got this in a binder from a guy. He bought it back in 95, I suppose, 94, 95, something like that. And the guy sold him a whole binder of cards. And I got that whole binder. Force Field was in there, some of the older stuff. He bought the whole binder for like $200. So his return on it was pretty good. And at the end of the day, we valued the Lotus around $6K, which I think market value right now is pretty good. Some people are going to bash me and say, oh, you overpaid. Some people say, oh, you underpaid. But there's just not a whole lot of Lotuses out there. I think in previous videos I had quoted unlimited print run of rares or Lotuses around 10K, and then recently I realized that was pretty off. It was almost double that. I think it was about 18.5K. So there's just not a lot left in good condition. But like I said, I've got a really nice condition one coming that's actually signed by Rush. Which gives me freaking chills just even thinking about it. And I'll upload a video of that when we get it. It's literally just that one card that's coming. So yeah, that's her. That's the Lotus. And the force field was also there, which is something I've needed for a while. Gauntlet might picked these two pieces up. This was actually a trade with Tarkin a while ago, last year sometime. It's really nice condition. This Time Vault came from 3-for-1 trading, which was a little on the expensive side, but the thing is crispy near mint. I'm not even going to take it out of the double sleeve because this thing is just, and obviously there's a reason somebody didn't grade it. It's pretty far shifted to the right, but I don't even care. It's beautiful. So we'll just real quick go through the rest of the unlimited collection. I just wanted to show you this. This is gonna be a super long video because after we do the Armageddon, this was actually in bulk from the store buyout. That's where this came from. Sweet score. I'm gonna upload a bunch of. We took some footage while we were down there doing the deal. Donnie just kind of put the button on and let it roll and let it ride, and it's just me and John kind of talking, and yeah, so enjoy that footage. So excited and happy about this to actually own a Black Lotus. There's probably less than 20,000 people on the planet that own this. It's just so good. Alright, Team Academy. Enjoy the footage reel. Maybe I'll put it in the front. I don't know. Should we put it in the front? I don't know. Maybe I'll splice it in the middle. I'll splice it in the middle. Alright. Peace.